I don't know if there are any misconceptions about this, but studio photography can literally increase your revenue and just develop your brand as a whole. You will have peace of mind as a photographer knowing that these 10 components that I'm about to talk to you about will make you a better photographer as a whole. Simply because studio photography is not easy, but there are beneficial factors to it. So let's get into these 10 things that I want to talk to you about, because if you haven't used strobes before, if you're not great on your time management, if you're watching this and just believe you don't have the confidence to shoot studio photography, then that's where I believe that you can be helped today. By no stretch of the imagination am I the best at studio photography, but I understand that once I started doing it, I became a better photographer, as seeing things and being able to help my clients better. My business grew, and I think these things that I've compiled will help you grow as well. So, number one, having complete control over your lighting setup is very important. One of the biggest advantages of studio photography is to have total control over your lighting design, and it's extremely important because unlike outdoor shooting, we're at the mercy of the weather. And with clouds moving and everything, being in a studio, you can create lighting scenarios you want at any time of day, versus when the clouds are coming overhead, or if a truck comes by and a shadow changes. The sun throughout the day changes the direction of light. So knowing these things are going to help you be able to create a consistent look. And creating a consistent high quality image is really important regardless of any circumstances that you get from outside. Then you can really experiment with different lighting setups, from soft light to dramatic hard light, and create more aesthetic and artistic shots, being able to practice in a studio. Because outside there's more equipment needed to block the sun, to increase the sun, to directionalize the light. So just think about those things, and how beneficial that is being in a studio. And then having this control allows you to develop a signature style for clients to know who you are, what kind of content you make, and just the simple concepts of that, because people come to you and you increase your workload because people know what you do. So have a look, have a style, and then as you get more versed in your photography, you can branch out, make different styles, make different looks, and become more versed in the whole landscape of photography. Let's get to the second thing. We were talking about tethered shooting. Tethering is literally a must-have in a studio, in my opinion. It allows you to be easily it allows you to easily view your images on a computer or a monitor. And then in that fact, you can get instant feedback from your clients. You can see the images on a larger screen. So they're able to say, hey, I like this or I don't like that. You also can build your composition by being able to see things not on the back of your camera. Now you can see, hey, maybe at the top of the screen, I cut the backdrop off. But maybe at the bottom of the screen now I can see that it's uneven. It's a ton of different composition advantages. Plus you get, when you have props and scenes, we'll talk about that later. It's really an advantage to tether because you can get your clients involved quickly. They can see without having to look at the back of the screen. Hey, let's do this. I like the way I look here. Let me try this. So those are important. And then it really improves the efficiency of your workflow, simply because you can do your edits while you're shooting. You can, like in Lightroom and Capture One, for example, and even in Envato AI. Once you take an image, you can make tweaks and edits, and those edits and tweaks will continue to show on the future images. If you change the lighting setup, you can make the tweak, and they can see close to a finished product while they're here. So now they're more comfortable in the set and in the studio. As we roll into number 3, client comfort. A studio really provides a comfortable atmosphere and environment, because now when you have families and kids, you don't have to worry about kids running out in the middle of the street. They have space to kind of do their thing. And then also with elderly and maybe mobilely impaired individuals and clients, you're inside, and now they're able to be in a comfortable space where they can move about. You don't have to worry about anyone tripping or being in some type of outdoor situation that could be, harmful for your client. You never want any harm on anybody. And then, excuse me, another very important piece to this is having privacy. You might have some private some sessions that are more private and that want to be more concealed and not out in the public. Well, you can do this simply because you're indoors. You have a dressing room, you have bathrooms. If you're having intimate portraits or boudoir shoots, you can do these more effectively in a studio versus being out in nature. And then by doing these things, by people seeing how trustworthy you are with them inside of a studio and inside of this enclosed space, word of mouth begins to flow. Your business begins to grow. These people are now repeat clients and customers in your business. Now, number 4, let's talk about the versatility of it all. In looks with the studio, you can create multiple styles of sessions and change your sets and all of that, just because now you're not having to move backdrops outside and the wind blowing. Typically when I have outside shoots, or I've seen outside shoots, there's a lot more hassle that has to go on as far as bringing things to a place, packing the things back up. You have less control over your lighting. Yes, outdoor shooting does have its advantages, but you can be more expressive in a studio because of the ability to be versatile. And even having props, you can build entire sets in a studio more efficiently than you can outside. Plus, you have the versatility of different lighting setups, because when you stick your lights on wheels, you can move them from one area to another. And also, you can change from maybe a dramatic style to a flattering style, like we talked about earlier. The versatility really allows you to have more of have more variety to your clients in a single session, and even potentially increasing your sales and client satisfaction, because now they see different looks and styles and say, hey, maybe I want this on a print, maybe I want this as a large print on my wall. Let's make these 3 styles into a book. So let's think about the how much more profitable you can be by investing in being in the studio or shooting in studio photography. Now, let's talk about the weather. At no point are you worried about it raining in your studio? I hope not. And at no point are you worried about being 100 degrees in your studio? I hope not, because it's weather controlled. You have a roof over your head. If you have a natural light studio, you should be able to control how much light's coming in or going out. You have complete control, and you're not being impeded on by the weather. And then you can book shoots simply with confidence, because you don't have to say, hey, let's check the weather this day. You can book shoots and say, hey, let's do it at this time. And at worst, if it's raining, you can go out with an umbrella and bring your client in. You can also offer last minute bookings because you have a studio. And it's more reliable. Your business will continue to grow and flourish because they can trust you that at this place that they're coming to, that they're in a safe environment, they're comfortable. These are just think about it. It should make a lot of sense to you at this point how important being in the studio is. Let's talk about our equipment and how important that is in safety. Having a studio will really mean your expensive equipment, your cameras, lenses, lights, all of this has somewhere to hang out, somewhere to stay, and not be impeded on by maybe being in a rough area, or just the day and age that we live in. People want more things and want things for nothing, so people do steal. I've seen it myself. And simply having a place where everything's locked away, and of course you'll have insurance on this location, you can feel more comfortable with leaving things in a place because it's in a safe environment. They're locks and doors and all kind of things you'd have to go through, versus somebody just breaking into your car because you're parked somewhere, or people can see you moving a bunch of equipment around. So safety is very important. It really lowers the risk by being in the studio. Always having the right tools is really important, and to have that tool on hand in a studio is better because you'll have somewhere where you'll keep all of your gear, and you can say, "Oh, let's change the lens. Let's change lighting modifiers. Let's add another light. Let's change the backgrounds." So that's very important here. Let's really think about it like this. Number 7, if you're thinking about having a studio, it's going to improve your time management simply because you're able to smoothly move from one spot to another. If you have a multiple look shoot, and people have multiple looks on, they don't typically want to have to change looks and change locations. But if you change looks and change scenes inside your studio, that's a lot easier than having to drive somewhere else in the summer heat, sweating someone's makeup off, or their hair now becoming poofy because it's humid in the location that you may be in. It's really beneficial because your time management skills are going to improve, and then you can avoid traveling to locations. You can work more hours because you're indoors and not outdoors, moving about from place to place. It really creates an efficient movement for your clients and for yourself, just to improve your brand because you are now trustworthy at this place, or being able to do one thing to another. Now, let's talk about your brand image, which is number 8. And this is really important because a well-designed studio can significantly enhance your brand image. It really shows the professionalism and the investment you've put into your business. This can help you do a few things, such as attract high-end clients, justify premium pricing, and stand out in the market. Let me say that again. Having a studio can help you attract high-end clients, justify premium pricing, and stand out in the market, because now your brand is, hey, this studio has several looks I can use, but these looks are also in alignment with my business or how I'm working, or my brand. And that's what you want to continue to go to. You want to continue to work with high-end brands and businesses. And so your studio is going to elevate your brand by you investing in it. Simply because it's a physical representation of you and how you create whatever you're creating for your clients. So, number 9, we're almost there. Number 9, like I was just saying, increasing your brand and increasing now your revenue. You can increase your revenue by having this space because you can do a few other things with it. You can rent your space out to other photographers when you're not using it. You can host workshops and classes because now you've become an authority in your area. You have a studio, you have repeat clients. Like, the benefits of being able to have the equipment you need, being able to change out sets. People want to be in these environments. So just by simply charging a studio fee or an equipment fee, you can increase your revenue by doing that. And then if you're comfortable with it, because a lot of people aren't comfortable with being outspoken and open, you can host classes and workshops and show people how to use equipment, or show people different lighting setups. You can be teaching different set designs. So just think about that, because you can really increase your revenue by simply having this studio and being an authority in your area. And you can offer specials to clients in short notice periods, such as headshot branding, holiday mini sessions. All these mini sessions can be pop-ups. Let's say during the holidays you want to do a week of mini sessions where you do 15 to 20 minute sessions, and it's lower than your normal pricing. But of course, when you're doing business, you're getting less, but you're getting less and less time. So of course, but you're able to do more in this time period. So think about mini sessions if you have not yet thought about those before, and think about doing them in a studio. There are local studios that just rent out time, rent out 3 or 4 hours, where now you can book those 3 or 4 hours with maybe 5 to 7 clients per hour, based on how you want to, articulate your time. But just think about these things and how beneficial it can really be to you, for expanding, growing, and developing your business structure. Now, let's talk about number 10, the creative freedom that you have in a studio. You have creative freedom. The studio really is going to provide you the highest level of unlimited freedom. You're not at the mercy of being somewhere and you have this tree here. It's all you can use. Or you have this bush. You have this building. You can't move those things. You have the freedom. And the sun shining. All I have is a reflector. This is all I can do. But when you're in a studio, all that goes out of the window. You have the freedom to move things about, change the lighting setups, change the props. We talked about all this. But having that freedom is important. You can experiment with different techniques without being pressured on time or light. You can practice all of these things. You can create all kinds of fine arts or just anything is possible in a studio other than being outside. But if you are a creative thinker and you want to develop things, you want to have different styles, you want to be able to control your environment, you want to build your portfolio, you can do all of this in a studio because you have now the creative freedom to do so and expand on some of the things that you've always thought about. Now you just have to bring them in and build them out. And you can do that in studio photography. Now, yes, it is investment to have a studio. It is an investment to you know uh, buy all of these things. But you're making investment by operating a business. Investments are what really create growth for you in your business. And you have to not only invest in things in your business, but you have to invest in your knowledge for yourself. You got to invest in your mind. You got to invest in continue to learn. You got to invest in classes. You got to invest in insurance. Everything is an investment. And what investment are you going to make? So if you're in a position where you've been thinking about doing a studio where you make enough revenue, you just are in question, think about the positives and how many things you can increase in your business and how you can grow the network and help other people by having this place for them to come to and create in. I really think that you having a studio is going to improve your business. And if you're not a full-time photographer, but you do a lot of part-time work, but you know other part-time photographers, how about y'all come together, even with videographers and content creators, come together and maybe you all get a studio together and you build out different sets where now you all can collaborate and use different areas in this place, from podcasting to video shoots to photo shoots to branding sessions. If people need to rent out the place for an event, there's so many possibilities to having this physical location, that I promote you to go out, check out some things, look at some places, and just go to your local studios and see what they've done. Gather some ideas. These are all ways that you're going to really benefit in your business. And I really want you to benefit. I enjoy seeing new studios, new creations. And I believe that you have the ability to take everything you're doing to a premium level, creating an experience of high quality creation. But I'm done rambling to you and telling you and talking to you about all the benefits of being an exceptional photographer, an exceptional creator, and having a studio. Don't forget, if anything that I've said today has been beneficial to you or helpful, I'll keep making videos like this and I'll keep making things for you. So hit the subscribe button. That'll be for me. Hit the notification bell. That'll be for me. And, go create something. Make a great piece of art this week, next week, and continue being the best you that you can be. I'm gonna get to work, and hopefully you've seen some of the things in this video that have been beneficial for me working in studio. See you later.